Alright, so I'm going to do a quick comparison of three different styluses that I have gotten over the past couple months for both iPad and iPhone use. One that's making the big buzz just a couple days ago is this new Griffin stylus that is actually featured at the top of this sketchbook news page, incidentally. Well, guess what I just happen to have in my hands? It's not the Griffin, but it's pretty damn close. This is the Targus stylus. It's the exact same thing, minus the logo. I ran over to Best Buy in the city to pick one up. It was 15 bucks, and on Griffin's site they're selling it for 20 bucks. So if you want to pay $5 more for the logo, go for it. But I'll tell you, man, this thing is worth it. It's a lot less pressure to push on the screen, and just to compare, I have been using the Pogo Sketch, which I like to call the Pogo Q-tip because this soft tip is just not cutting it for me. This thing, you have to actually push on a little harder to get it to respond. Hence, you get more fatigue in your wrist when you're drawing. I find that way to have it happen to me. And it just feels like you're kind of scrubbing with a Q-tip here. This is actually a harder rubber tip. It's still probably capacitive in a sense because I'm actually being able to get a very smoother response on the screen. One thing that you don't want to buy is this piece of crap, which I don't even know what it's called, but it's like a molded, angled piece of plastic, and you have to hold down an exact angle of the plastic, and it really is the worst thing I ever bought. This is the first thing I bought for the iPhone, I think back in February, and it was like $3, but it was useless. I was like, my God, I was like, you gotta be kidding me! Somebody's actually selling this piece of crap. So throw this thing out. You know, both of these were fine for the interim, but I would say that this harder rubber is definitely rocking my world. And let's kind of go check out some drawing. I'm just in Sketchbook Pro right now, so I just have a very simple pencil tool hooked up here. Let's see what I got. That's where I was in the eraser tool. Let's go to a nice simple pencil, and here we are. So you can see that it's pretty damn responsive. I mean, I'm just like barely pushing down on here, and I'm getting some nice results. So we're almost there with the ultimate digital sketch pad. I mean, of course, the desire is to have a truly pressure sensitive stylus, which, you know, I was bugging Wacom at SIGGRAPH about it, and of course they want to do that little coy, well, we don't know if Apple wants us to do one. You're like, give me a break. It's like either they've got something up their sleeve, they're actually working on something right now, or Apple's already got that patented thing down where they have some kind of they had something pressure sensitive patent that they posted online a while back, which is interesting to note. So something's going to happen soon, but in the interim we need something to draw with. Again, I'll go back to the Pogo. It's like, you know, you can kind of draw. I mean, I've been using it, but it's like you got to push on a little harder, and I just find that I was getting tired drawing for more than like 10-15 minutes at a time with this because my wrist would just be so sore from pushing, and also having to hold it above, because if you have your palm on the surface, you kind of get these straight marks. Right there is a good example. What I would end up doing was I ended up like zooming in my drawing and then pushing over to a side to draw, so I would rest my palm of my hand off to the surface and try to draw this way, but it just was like not the best way, because then like I have to always kind of pull out to see my composition and pull back in. And one thing I am interested in, though, is I'll give the guys at 10-1 some credit, is that they showed that really cool pressure sensitive demo a couple weeks ago that actually reads the amount of pressure being read from the surface of the stylus. So I knew that they were doing something with private API calls. I think Apple is going to maybe help them out with doing some public API calls. We'll see what happens with that. That might be getting a little closer to pressure sensitivity. Maybe once that happens, it'd be great if I could just like drag this across without any effort. Right now you have to kind of push a little harder to get it to work. Go back to the Targus. Again, you push on just a little bit and you get results. You don't have to push down as hard as the Pogo Stylus. Let's go check out another one of my favorite apps. Is actually Art Studio, because I like the way that they are calculating some of the brush strokes. And I just have this loaded up with the pencil tool here. And again, it's like you get a really nice clean line. And, you know, zoom in. You know, you get that control that you just can't get with your finger. I mean, I know people have been using it and doing some really cool stuff with their fingers, but you know, unless you're drawing like with a piece of charcoal that when back in high school I used to have, you know, draw like holding a piece like this and using my whole arm. It's like if you're drawing on something small with your finger, I just can't get the control. I need something that is in a pencil form in order to get something that's going to, you know, give me what I want. Oh, one other thing I wish about the Targus, the Griffin, and the other one, the box wave, I think, they're all the same manufacturer. They just slapped the logo on. It's too short. You know, here's my Wacom stylus. See this? This thing sits in the crook of your palm perfectly. This thing just falls short. So you are having to hold it. You know, it's like drawing with a pencil that's been sharpened a little bit too much, and you have to kind of get used to that. I just feel like, you know, I'm holding it like this, and if I was able to do this, it would rest a little bit easier. And you know, hey, why can't I just use my Wacom stylus? It doesn't work. That's the ultimate thing. Is, oh man, if I could just have this, something with a point on it. Apple or Wacom, if you're listening, please give us something pressure sensitive. You know, Jaws, I drink the apple Kool-Aid, but when you said that if there's a stylus that you failed, I'm sorry, but that's wrong, because everyone who draws wants a pressure-sensitive stylus to draw with. I'm sorry, you just need one. So anyhow, that's my quick review. Get this new stylus with the rubber tip. It works. Until the next thing comes out, and I'll probably plunk down another $20 or $30 for it. But anyhow, this was $15 Best Buy, available today. Or check your inventory. I noticed a couple stores didn't have it in stock. I called them up. They had one at Fifth Avenue store in New York. So I jumped on the subway, went down and got it, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. So that's my quick review. Go check it out. All right.